Pre, musta pre?
Yo!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Anyway, sa mga ano natin, mga friends natin, kamusta ang New Year niyo at, kamusta na ang ilang araw na ninyong, na-sustain o na-fail ang inyong mga New Year's resolutions? Well, nandito tayo ngayon sa isa na namang episode and pre, eto, kakatapos ko lang, sa buong buhay ko 'no, ngayon lang ako nagkaroon ng time mag-binge watch ng Infinity Saga ng Marvel o ng MCU Studios, Marvel Studios rather. And meron akong mga konting ano, may mga konti akong reflections doon. Kasi well, background, galing tayo sa ano, mga pobre tayo, 'di ba? So, ako kasi yung panonood ng sine, luxury na sa akin yun. So, never ako nakanood niyan. Tapos kahit yung sa pirata, hindi naman ako fan din yung mga yung torrent, 'di ba, nagto-torrent, 'di ba, sa seminaryo uso yun, college, sa college,
Secret lang daw.
oo. Tapos, ida-downloads, panonoorin nila. Isa sa aking ano, ngayon ko lang nare-realize o nadi-discover, parang nabuo lang sa akin siya na attitude o habit na hindi ako nanonood ng ongoing,
Mhm.
gusto ko tapos na. Halimbawa, yung Attack on Titan, naalala ko yun, yung anime. Hindi ko na tuloy siya natapos kasi ongoing pa siya nung sinumulan ko, So, ngayon tapos na, hindi ko naman pero ito yung kinukuwento ko nga, yung Marvel, hindi ko siya sinimulan, hindi ko siya nasimulan 'no, for economic reasons and for whatever reasons that come after. Pero yun 'di ba meron ng Endgame, 'di ba, yung Avengers Endgame, and natapos ko na siya. Meron lang akong mga, ah, reflections na puwede nating pagkuwentuhan sa episode na 'to. So, ayun, 'wag natin patagalin. So, ito ay episode Christian parallelism sa Marvel series o yung sa Infinity
Marvel
Saga.
Cinematic
Oo,
Universe.
Cinematic Universe, yeah. So, ito po si Russell
Dito naman po si Lennon,
at ito ang Tamang Usapan.
usapang may tama. Ayun, Russell, so ikukuwento mo sa'min ang iyong ano, reflections after ng iyong binge watching nitong ano,
Yeah,
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
yeah. Pero ikaw ba, napanood mo na ba 'to or ano ba?
Oh, I think I've watched a couple of movies. Hindi ko alam kung natapos ko kasi I've watched it ano, over the years. Hindi ako gano'n ka-devoted ba na fan. I liked it, ano, napanood ko, sure ako napanood ko yung Endgame, napanood ko yung before that na hindi ko na matandaan kung ano. Panood ko yung mga even before nung magkakasama na silang lahat. Kasi like for example, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, yung mga 'yan, napapanood ko 'yan ng ano. Pero hindi ako yung talagang invested ako na buo. I mean, for example,
Oo.
I can be invested sa The Lord of the Rings, sa Harry Potter dati. Pero not in that same way sa Marvel Cinematic Universe. But yeah, I have at least ano, working ideas 'no. So, feel free pre na mag-share ng iyong ano,
Yeah, yeah.
reflections.
Well, ako for one, I think I was able to watch yung unang Captain America: The First Avenger. Kasi price yun, premyo yun nasa Capuchins ako nun, that was 2011. Price yun sa best kite kasi summer yun, if I'm not mistaken parang April 24 yata namin napanood yun. Kasi merong kite making contest yung community and, we won, 'di ba? And, after that, parang yun lang yung napanood ko sa sinehan. Kasi bihira ako bihira akong napasok at nagpupunta sa sinehan 'no. So ayun, yun lang yung napanood ko. Tapos ito nga nung, nagsimula akong panoorin, well hindi ako nag-binge watch lang, So ano 'to, span of weeks 'no na nanood ako. Na-fascinate lang ako doon sa may curiosity ako, kasi bakit patok siya sa masa. Even here in the Philippines 'di ba parang, ah, I remember it na when I was in Mindanao, siguro I was a novice when Infinity War was released and, people went crazy about it. Eh, siyempre novice ako 'di ba, fugamundi nga kami so wala wala talaga akong pake dun sa sa Infinity War. Then ta's ito yung most recent yung Endgame 'di ba? So people were talking about it and wala akong idea. So, from time to time I'll hear yung mga words, mga names like Thanos and, ayan sila Doctor Strange, yung mga nabanggit mo si Iron Man. Pero I really had no idea dun sa plot. Pero basically may kinuha ako na dahil nga Infinity War tas Endgame siya, so meron lagi siyang notion ng post or pre na theme 'di ba na parang it always, connotes destruction or massive destruction. So medyo doon yung ano ko. Now, nung nanonood na ako, meron akong ano, yung aking first, theme 'no, na gusto kong i-point out at the same time I'd like to pick your brain on it. Yung philosophy natin ng time and space. Lagi natin naririnig na especially sa panahon natin. We're talking about timelines. Tapos siyempre ang dami ring mga ano, marami ring mga magagandang literature and shows na nagde-depict ng alternate universe, alternate timeline, or the very pure grappling of man sa notion ng time. Pero Christianity, I read this 'no, during our liturgy, class. I was first year back then, so pagpasensyahan niyo na this was about 20 ito ay ano, SVD scholar ito, 'tong nagsulat. Nakalimutan ko na rin yung name niya 'no, nabasa ko lang. Na ang Christian, understanding ng time ay hindi linear. Ito ay point A ta's point B tapos yung in between niyan, yan na yung time 'di ba, yung parang, yung duration by which 'no na na-attain mo yung points. Hindi siya gano'n. So instead na linear siya, na parang ito yung beginning, ito yung end 'no, hindi spiral siya. Contrary din dun sa aspect na circular siya 'no, para siyang vicious cycle. Kasi may mga gano'n ka rin makikita na literature pare, yung parang, life is just, Sisyphus for example. It's just a vicious cycle of suffering and death and suffering and, in between are just consolations parang gano'n. So very depressing na. Well, it's a sign of the times. Pero itong sasabi nito nung, scholar na 'to, spiral siya na pataas. You have a period nung struggle, then conflict, then you have your depression, pero lagi siyang may redemption. Tapos yun nga, yun din ang napansin ko 'no, starting with Iron Man, the very struggle begins with yourself. How to make sense of the world around you, how to really find your place in the world. Now, the moment you find it, you will realize it's no longer man versus self, it's man versus man. So meron ng how do you relate? So relational na siya. Then after that, man versus society. So laging gano'n. Tapos ang nakikita ko do'n laging gano'n 'no, na, ah, meron siyang conflict, then may resolution, then another na naman lalalim. To the point na makikita mo na siya. So from, ah, sa world lang yung setup 'no, dito sa'tin sa mundo. And from being corporeal, meron ng extraterrestrial na 'di ba? So papalawak ng palawak and pakomplikado ng pakomplikado yung plot. And, yun nabasa ko yun, "The sick flattens," 'di ba? So yun, yun ang aking unang ano dun, palaki siya ng palaki pero hindi siya vicious cycle. Laging merong resolution pero every after resolution, it makes 'no, it makes the characters capable, not really capable, stronger, no, stronger. And somehow, without them knowing, it prepares them for a greater battle ahead of them. Gano'n din tayo 'no, our struggle na when we were babies, like yung ating problema, gano'n din tayo 'di ba, yung sinasabi natin, "Sana bata na lang ako kasi mas simple yung problema noon." Tayo mga batang bikutan ang problema lang dati paano magkaroon ng pamasahe, 'di ba, o kaya paano magkaroon ng baon 'no, or pambili ng Tapsilog 'di ba, so mga gano'n. Pero ngayon, madami ng problems like halimbawa si Luke, halimbawa baka may problem si Luke sa love life, hindi natin alam, hindi natin alam. Pero mga gano'ng bagay 'di ba, parang hindi naman natin iniisip before. So, then merely corporeal, medyo meron ring spiritual warfare, eh, 'di ba, yung sa Christianity. Ayun, yun yung aking ano, yun yung aking unang napansin dun. Ikaw ba, kung titingnan mo sa mga ganong lens, does it make sense?
Speaking of philosophy of time pre, ako ang naalala ko diyan, you see, we are now accustomed dun sa idea nung linear 'no, na timeline na mayroong simula, mayroong wakas 'no. But that has not always been the case 'no. Ang mas luma actually na conception ng time ng sangkatauhan ay cyclical 'no, yung umiikot lang siya. Yung mga Persians 'no, before yung if you know Aura Mazda for example, o yung mga Babylonians 'no, the best case yung mga Babylonians, they conceive time as a cyclical time 'no. So bumabalik ka lang doon ulit sa simula. So the idea of the Babylonians, of the Persians is that time is just creation and then the yung progress ng creation, destruction, and then recreation 'no. Kaya tayo may term na meron tayong phrase 'di ba na history repeats itself 'no. Mayroon daw pattern 'di ba, sasabihin ng iba, that is true. Tignan mo yung invasion halimbawa ng Russia, the first one to invade Russia was Napoleon. He suffered defeat, nasakop niya hanggang nakarating siya ng Moscow pero he suffered defeat because of the snow, 'di ba? Because, well, of other things too. The same thing happened with Hitler's Germany, 'no? So, sabi niya ano, history repeats itself. However, pagdating ng Judeo-Christian tradition, pagdating ng mga Hudyo, nung sinulat nila yung Genesis, 'no? Malinaw yung sinasabi ng Judeo-Christian tradition na, no, it is not a cyclical time. Mayroong beginning na clear at meron ding end na clear 'no. God created the world and our goal in this world is to be united with Him 'no. Christification or deification, call it what you want. Na mas inano ni Saint Augustine, yan ang philosophy of time ni Saint Augustine, eh, na mayroong beginning point and then mayroong end point 'no. So from then on, our conception of time ay yun, linear 'no. However, that is true na hindi siya linear lang na straight line. Kahapon ganito, ngayon ganito, bukas ganito 'no. Kasi even in our own experience, there is always wiggles 'no, sa timeline natin, 'di ba? Kumbaga sa ating recollection ngayon, may mga bagay na hindi na natin natatandaan nung bata tayo. Pero at the same time, marami rin tayong natatandaan na ano, na kahit nakakaunting bagay, maliliit na bagay nung bata pa tayo 'no. So may wiggles, para siyang wavy. So I think dun ko nakikita yung bakit naging gano'n. Ang ganda nung idea nung sinabi mo Selena, siya ay spherical, hindi, sphere ay bilog 'di ba? Anong term mo? Cylindrical?
Spiral.
Spiral, oo,
Pero
spiral na
instead of
pataas.
spiraling down, spiraling sa pataas.
Oo, para siyang ano, Christmas tree, 'di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Tama, kasi nga that is true that in our timeline, ganun lagi, it's a series of challenges, of will to survive, of redemption, and then again another challenge. It's always going up and up and up towards the end goal or what, ang pangalan nito nakalimutan ko na, yung French ano,
Teilhard de
philosopher.
Chardin,
Teilhard de Chardin, yeah. What
Omega Point,
Teilhard de
yeah.
Chardin calls the omega point, which is Christ
Si
himself, 'di ba?
Christ, yeah.
The end of history. Pero hindi siya yun dahil isa lang siyang linyang ganyan 'no. Anyways, magulo rin yung utak ko ngayon kaya hindi ko masyadong maipaliwanag ng maigi. Pero yun lang yung naano ko, nakuha ko dun sa ano, kasi that is true. Yeah, there might be patterns in history, but it does not mean na umuulit lang yung kasaysayan 'no. There is always a ano, salvation, redemption, kada punto ng ating kasaysayan bilang sangkatauhan 'no. We had the wars, another war now, we had depressions, economic depressions, we had, health scares, epidemics, pandemics 'no. Sabi nga nung iba, 20s daw nung 2020s tapos i-compare mo raw nung 1920s. Sabi nila napaka-similar daw kasi nga 1920s lumabas yung Spanish flu, 2020s lumabas yung COVID, tapos 1920s yung Tokyo Olympics ay na-delay, 2020s na-delay din naman yung Tokyo Olympics, 'di ba? Tapos sabi nila 1920s yung Great Depression, 2020s nagkaroon ng depression although hindi kasing lala ng 2008. And then that led to the Second World War, 30s. Sabi nila baka raw ano, and we are seeing din naman. So there are patterns but it does not necessarily mean na umuulit lang tayo ng umuulit. The same thing is happening as if we are just puppets, no? Marionettes in a pre-designed world na na-program na siya, parang may computer program na okay, if X then Y. No, 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 no. God has given us the freedom. So there's always that ano, spiraling upwards, no? Anyways, I have spiraled enough your brains para dun sa aking intervention.
Eh, that's actually good kasi it's very ano, very related sa aking next point 'no. The limits 'no, the limits of anthropomorphism. Despite our ardent desire na i-pierce through yung reality, ang pinaka-limits talaga natin ay anthropomorphism, eh. We cannot really imagine something na hindi human-like or hindi within the bounds of our human existence, eh. So, even the notion of death, si Thanos, eh, Thanos kasi is Greek for death, eh. Kaya meron daw iconic na line na ano, sabi niya dun, "I am inevitable." So I immediately picked it up na parang death is inevitable. And yet still we really have to i-embody siya, eh, kasi otherwise hindi natin maiintindihan yung death as an abstract reality but rather, an ultimate, uh, formidable na enemy na talagang destroyer of worlds. Well, from philosophy of time, let's talk about philosophy of death. The 20th century, the 19th century has really talked about death in a very different way, and somehow parang nagkaroon ng enlightenment yung tao, eh, na parang, teka, after death there's nothing. Yun din yung parang pinapakita nung nung universe na yon na pino-portray nila. Teka, after this nothing, wala ng there's nothing beyond this. There's nothing beyond that. And if you look at it, it looks, 'no, very depressing. But still, Christianity has a lot to offer. Teka, parang that's just another side of the coin. There's something beyond. Pero yun nga yung kina-cancel nung ano, eh, nung contemporary culture 'no, nung philosophy of death nung makabagong panahon na parang Hindi wala, ano lang 'yan, the things you say, heaven, hell, nandito na 'yan, 'di ba? May mga gano'n ka maririnig 'no? Hell is other people, sabi ni Jean Paul Sartre. And heaven, you can make world a better place, 'no? You can make heaven, uh, a reality here. So, and then yung philosophy ng reality, 'di ba? Mamaya mas paano natin yun. Pero yun nga, when we talk about the end 'no, may hope, eh, yung Christianity unlike yung napo-portray dito na parang when a favorite icon dies, or a favorite hero dies, it's the end. We'll no longer see them again, and, it's just sad and it's just the end. Parang we just have to deal with it, parang gano'n. So yun yung isa rin yun sa mga napansin ko na parang sa tingin ko, it reflects the signs of the times 'no, ng panahon natin. We are very scared 'no, still. We're still scared of death and in a in a in a darker way, we're more scared than ever. Dahil nga may gano'n, eh, na after this wala na, there's nothing beyond.
Well, that for man has always been ano, eh, something that baffles us. Kasi we cannot control it, eh. It just comes suddenly. And again, katulad yan ng sabi ni Thanos, it is inevitable, 'di ba? Kaya nga I think throughout the whole of human history, one of the desires of man is immortality. The search for immortality, no, to escape death. In one way or another, escaping death literally. So you have, for example, yung mga modern na trends like transhumanism, yung idea, akala ninyo pang movies lang yun, dun lang yun sa Her, yung gusto nating ilagay yung ating memories and yung ating self, quote unquote, kasi kung yun lang yung self,
Consciousness, yeah,
yung
yeah.
consciousness mo sa cloud, sa AI. Those are true, meron talagang mga currents na gano'n na yun ang gusto nilang mangyari. Of course, you can also say that in a way, progeny, ang pagkakaroon ng mga anak, mga apo, in a way, it is a way of immortalizing yourself. Kasi yung DNA mo na napapasa at yung alaala mo na napapasa. That is also true why we build constructions, great infrastructures. No? Why we want, no, kahit na tayong simpleng tao, we want to do great things so that we can be remembered even after our death. Kasi in a way, that is immortality. Di ba? There has always been that thirst to immortality, to escape the pangs of death, because death is inevitable. It is something that really scares us. It is something that we cannot control. And that is why it scares us kasi we cannot control it, eh. Pero sabi nga ni Heidegger, 'di ba? Kaya nga ano, yun pala, kaya sabi ni Heidegger, kaya yun ang pinaka-original na experience, one's own death. Kasi nga, it is something that you cannot control, you cannot plan. People cannot copy it, cannot replicate it, 'di ba? Iyo lang 'yan. Yung sarili mong kamatayan, iyo lang 'yan, 'di ba? But still, nasa puso natin may desire tayo na malampasan 'yan, eh, na maiwanan 'yan, eh. Now, another thing is ano, gusto pa talaga natin yung ano, immortality. How do we conceive that immortality, no? Christianity has something to offer. What Christianity offers is that immortality is not just an extension of our earthly life. Para lang tinanggal mo lang yung ano, yung biological reality ng death. Oh, Christianity interprets death as something beyond just a biological termination of life. Kaya nga sabi ng mga theologians, no, na nung pumasok yung 'di ba, nung sa Genesis, and then yung parusa sa kasalanan ni Adan at ni Eva ay death, 'di ba? So ang traditional natin na iisipin, kaya pala tayo namamatay kasi nagkasala tayo. Actually, that is not really technically true. Kasi we are biological beings. Ano man mangyari, mamamatay. Kasi biological beings tayo, we are not spiritual beings, we are not God. Only God does not have an end. Siya lang. So
Although, may ano,
mhm,
may narinig ako diyan na ano, yung state ng tao before the fall, yun daw kasi yung may 4 aspects yun, eh, and one
mhm,
of them is immortality.
mhm,
So I forgot kung saan, pero I believe it was shared by an Opus Dei priest. I'm not sure. So disclaimer ako dun. So one of them is infused knowledge. Talagang we really know it all daw tayo, supposedly. Pero isa nga dun ay immortality and parang yun yung naging yun ipinagpalit. And I think, yun yung magandang ano din natin sa susunod na episode, Gnosticism, 'no?
yeah, yeah.
One of the oldest sins and oldest, ano, human praxis na ano,
Temptations, yeah.
yeah. Yun, pero yun, well, para hindi naman maging doctrinally ano, um, challenging yung kuwentuhan natin. Pero yun, that's true, that's actually true na we are constantly confronted by our limitation. At the end of all of this, parang yun ang ano natin, yun ang ultimate dread natin, and that also leads us to yun nga, yung identification, nung ano, nung mga elements ng human existence na bound ng death. Death is the greatest equalizer na sinasabi natin. Kasi nga, 'di ba nga may mga stones, so baka ma-connect mo din dun sa sinasabi mo na yung mga infinity stones, 'di ba, you have reality, for example. You're always bound by reality. So meron kang yung mind natin kung hanggang saan yun ang limitation natin. Lahat itong mga elements sa existence, actually these are our limits, eh. Our soul and space, bound tayo ng space. And, yung mas talagang close to home is time, 'no, kasi nga ang ultimate ano nun ay death, pero also power, 'di ba? Paano mo 'to mako-connect dun sa sinasabi mo kanina na parang, as Christians, we perceive things differently, eh, 'di ba? Tulad ng halimbawa sa mga Protestante, the mind or the reason is something na ano, corrupted. Pero sa scholastic philosophy, for example, it's ano, sabi nga ni Bonaventure sa Itinerarium Mentis
Adeum.
ad Deum, it's the journey of the mind towards God, eh. Ah, so yun, yung mga gano'ng bagay. I'm just saying this kasi it taught us so much, 'no, yung kahit sa pamamagitan lang nung gano'ng it's supposed to be entertainment, pero if you reflect on it, or baka nag-o-overthink lang ako. Pero yun nga, 'di ba, yung yung pagiging ultimate, 'no, ng death to the point na even these things, yung mga infinity stones, they bind us. Kaya nga siya infinity stones, kasi ina-outlive niya ang ano, eh, ang mortality ng tao. Kaya nga siya infinite, eh, kaya infinity stone sila. Kasi lagi lang, mawi-witness lang nila yung pagpapapalit ng mga tao, 'no, sa mundo. Pero there will always be power, there will always be time, there will always be, reality and space, yun yung aking ano din, yung mga
Yeah.
na-pick up ko rin doon sa
Siguro kung iko-connect ko yan pre, going back dun sa sinasabi ko kanina 'no, in a way, I'm not saying this as if this is ano, dogma 'no, na we are biological beings, so we are meant to die biologically. Pero in creation, before the fall of Adam and Eve, although they are biological beings, they are not meant to just end in their biological death, no? Ako para sa akin yung every afternoon na paglalakad nila sa garden kasama ng Diyos is actually a prefiguration of the ano, disciples with Christ towards Emmaus. Anong ginagawa ni Kristo dun sa paglalakad nila papuntang Emmaus? Pinapaliwanag niya 'di ba, unti-unti yung scriptures, yung faith, yung reality, yung buong reason of being ng cosmos. And then paano nabuksan yung mata nila at the breaking of the bread, 'di ba? Doon na sa Emmaus, yung breaking of the bread o yung tinatawag natin ngayong misa. And that is also true para sa akin. Yung ginagawa ng Diyos before the fall is yung unti-unti niyang pagpapakilala sa tao ng kung sino siya, kung para saan siya, at anong gustong mangyari sa kanya ng Diyos, 'no? Na supposedly, kung walang naging fall, ay mag-e-end doon sa breaking of the bread. That is communion. Man and woman communing, being one with God, 'no? Now, it might seem too far off, 'no? So what I am saying is that death here, ibig sabihin para sa ating mga Kristiyano, is not just biological death. Death para sa ating mga Kristiyano is ultimately the cutting off from God, the source of life. Kaya nga yung tinatawag nating hell eh. Ang hell, yung impyerno ay hindi lugar. Yun ay estado kung saan cut off ka totally sa presensya ng Diyos. No? Totally kang cut off kasi ikinat mo yung sarili mo sa Kanya. Yun ang kasalanan. You are cutting off yourself from God. And relating it to this na napag-usapan na natin yung stones, ang naisip ko ngayon pre, kasi binanggit mo, di ba? Mind, soul, space, reality, power, and time. All of these things, which is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, are the stones of infinity. All of these things are in themselves good things, but abused can become um, temptations to control our finiteness, to try to transcend it by ourselves, no? Hindi yung ang Diyos ang bumaba, incarnation, 'di ba? Yung logic ng incarnation. Bumaba ang Diyos, naging tao siya para ang tao ay mayakyat niya sa pagka-Diyos, 'di ba? Pero ito baliktad. We want to collect these stones so that we can control it, and then we can transcend our finiteness, and then we can become gods. Yun yung original na temptation sa sa Garden of Eden eh, 'di ba? Mind, mind, 'di ba? Yun, knowledge. Yung temptation na if you eat this you will have the knowledge. No, you will become like God. You will become gods, no? Soul, no? Soul. We know that soul is what animates us, na hindi lang tayo marionettes, na hindi lang tayo puppets, no? So if you have control of it, you can freely give it to someone, to something, you can take it away. Diyos ka na nun. Space. There has always been throughout human history, di ba? Yung need to conquer space first, no? Territory. Kaya may mga invasions, meron kang colonialism. Hindi lang yun dahil sa scarcity of resources eh. You have to really conquer. You have that desire to conquer space. Reality. Kita natin, di ba? How we try to bend reality to our own wills. You have, for example, wokeism, ideologies. You can even bend the rules of language, of the English language. Kasi sa Filipino, nahihirapan silang gawin yun. Or, bend the rules of biology para umagri sa iyong ideology. And power, power in itself is not bad. Power is meant to serve the good of the other. Power is actually love. Love understood, like St. Thomas Aquinas said, that it is to will the good of the other. So power, therefore, serves that, no? It must serve charity. Pero pag ina-abuse natin to serve ourselves, to control the stone of infinity, the stone of power. And then lastly, time, which is I think in our world at the moment, it is something na yun na lang yung kulang, kumbaga, 'no? We have already controlled more or less the mind. Tinanggal natin ang Diyos sa equation, sinabi natin tulad ng Fool ni Nietzsche na God is dead and we have killed him. So control na rin natin yung soul. Space, we continue to exploit the earth and even ano, outside the earth, 'di ba? Gusto na nating i-colonize yung Mars and everything like that. Reality, we bend reality bukod sa fake news. Kahit sa traditional media meron ka ng makikita, halata mo na yung kanilang ano, ideological leanings. Of course, power. Power dictates, the might makes right now. Yan ang last challenge ngayon sa ano, sa ating, in a way, Tower of Babel ang yung society natin ngayon, eh. We want to reach God, eh. We want to become gods. Time na lang ang kulang natin kasi namamatay pa rin tayo, eh. We want to escape that. Kaya ang nakita mo, transhumanism. Si ano, halimbawa, nabasa niyo na ba si Yuval Harari, yung writer ng Sapiens? Yan ang ano niya, surat siya tungkol sa history ng sangkatauhan pero ang pinakapunto niya, dapat nating lampasan yung limits ng ating katawan, yung limits ng pagiging tao. Transhumanism ang kanyang ano, binebenta. Ewan ko,
Yeah.
siguro pinagdidikit ko lang lahat yung mga yan.
Hindi, it makes sense kasi yun nga, eh, yung makikita mo doon 'no, yung agenda na pinu-push din nung ano, nung mga movies na ito na that desire of man, meron tayong gano'ng innate desire, eh, to be everywhere. Kasi 'di ba yun yung ano, yung isa sa mga attributes ng Diyos, eh, omnipresence, eh, 'di ba parang yung makatalon ka 'di ba? While tama ka dun 'no, yung Infinity Stones 'no, they represent the core realities that are in themselves good. Kasi nasa design yun ng Diyos, eh, nasa divine design yun, eh. Pero once you get fixated on it 'no, and you abuse it 'di ba? So hindi na siya nagiging good kasi tulad niyan yung sa time 'di ba yung kay Doctor Strange yung Eye of Agamotto 'di ba? Tuwang-tuwa ako dun, eh, kasi puwede mong ibalik yung past, eh, then puwede mo ring makita yung future and yun yung ano, yun yung temptation ng man. These things become the greatest temptations too, you know, to control these things. I forgot yung whole anecdote, eh, pero there were three monks. Then one day, the devil appeared to them. Tapos ang tanong ng devil daw ay, "What if" ah, "kung ikaw ay may power to control time, anong gagawin mo?" Tapos the first monk sabi niya, "Babalik ako sa time na hindi nag-fall ang tao." So, parang babalik ako sa time na mapipigilan ko na kainin ng babae ang fruit of the forbidden tree. Tapos yung isa naman na time, yung isang monk naman, I forgot his answer, eh, actually. Tapos yung third monk, sabi niya, "Go away Satan," and paano mo ginawa yun and bakit yun ang ginawa mo? Sabi niya, "Number one, first you don't play with the devil. You don't entertain whatever he says. And number two, we're all bound by time. So the greatest temptation sa atin ay yung mabuhay sa what if." I think yung second monk more on futuristic yung sagot niya. So, something like that. So, kasi yung isa ay to go back to the past, yung isa naman ay to pierce through the future. Ayun nga, yun yung parang time humbles us. It keeps us in our places. Yan yung transhumanism agenda, even to cheat death, no, sinasabi nila you're cheating death no, by the stem cell. Kasi akala mo very humane yun, no? Pero people, may kapalit yun, eh. Dadayain mo yung iyong edad 'no, for it keeps us humble na we are really ano, we are really mortal beings 'no. bound by these things. And what makes sa'kin naman yung symbolic dito, although sa tama din naman yun, maganda yung ano mo dun na it has always been the human conquest, no, to take hold of this, to control this, or to harness the power of these things, 'no. Pero yun nga, hindi pa nga natin na-discuss one by one yan, pero yung power nga yun yung pang-snap, yung puwedeng maging abo lahat, 'di ba? Pero yung gustong sabihin, yung tanging nakapag-harness lang nun yung sa Infinity War is death. Siya lang kaya yun lang may kayang mag-harmonize ng mga separate powers 'to, may kanya-kanya silang powers, So, ang kaya lang mag-maintain nung balance sa kanila, ay death, and that's the ultimate na ano, na reality na nagte-take hold sa atin. Tapos dun sa Endgame, you can see man finally, 'di ba? Finally being able to somehow take hold, 'no, of this, 'no, kasi naandun lang nila ta's bumalik yung ano. Pero ultimately to really end, 'di ba? Ito rin yung isa sa mga ano, sa aking ano, na nakita doon, theories 'to ng media, pero hindi ko na maalala yung mga terms 'no. Pero sa resolution ng mga conflicts, usually 'di ba, ang classic sa atin ay tayo or yung the subject 'no, yung bida, kukuha siya ng strength sa past niya or kukuha siya ng insight sa kanyang knowledge o sa experiences niya, and he will be able to solve his or her own dilemma, 'di ba? Pero may isang traditional at the same time, classic din, may very Christian yung kanyang concept, 'no? The notion of a Messiah, yung messianic na component, nagawa na ng tao lahat, na nagawa niya na, na-exhaust niya na, and still it ends in death, it ends in pain, it ends in destruction and, depression. Pero kailangan may darating, na another figure, 'no? Although dito dahil nga medyo siyempre dahil US, napaka-feminista kasi kailangan ako wala akong issue kay Captain Marvel being Captain Marvel, Pero yung PRISM, yung agenda na gusto nila ibenta na yung hindi, yung mga babae naman, parang gano'n, Pero that's another topic and wala akong issue dun. Pero yung point nga, may another figure na powerful and kaya niyang i-resolve yung problema. Gano'n yung ano, yung concept ng Christianity. Sabi sa propesiya ni Isaias, at ang mga taong matagal na naglalakad sa kadiliman nakakita ng liwanag, 'di ba? So, may gano'n. But still meron pa ring challenge do'n. Kasi yung dumating ay tao nga lang din, 'di ba? Tao lang din na so still ano sila, wala pa rin until hindi na tao lang yung kailangan, but a value. Yung value ng self-sacrifice, which is very Christ-like. Yung figure, yung Christ-like figure, 'di ba, na si Tony, 'di ba, yung ultimate na pag-aalay ng buhay para mabuhay yung iba, and it's very Christian. Kahit medyo liberated yung ano, yung Marvel, universe, may gano'n.
Yeah, and actually yung theme 'no, o yung literary device ng Christ figure ay hindi siya ano lang, sa Marvel lang natin makikita. That's actually ano, um, common in a way sa maraming um, mga literary, works, mga libro, mga movies 'no. And it's something that makes the story much more interesting 'no. Imagine this, you compare a story if yung MCU ay nagapi lang nila si Thanos, in a way symbolism nagapi nila yung death, and then they lived happily ever after, 'di ba? Yes, there is a, um, naabot kumbaga yung endgame nga, wow, pun intended 'no, yung endgame nakuha mo yung goal and then you will feel as an audience yung relief 'no. But yung catharsis na tinatawag na yung relief ng after ng plot, after ng tension, after ng lahat ng yon, mas malupit yung catharsis if there had been sacrifice involved, 'no. Why? Because it makes the decisions real, na hindi lang tayo ano, we fight the evil, we have the power of the good, oo. So, walang makakagapi sa atin. No, rather we fight evil, but we can be ano, defeated, but we still fight evil. One good example niyan in other ano, literary, worlds 'no, na makikita rin natin na may mga Christ figures. First, may Christ figure sa Harry Potter. Sa Harry Potter, Harry had to die. Napatay siya ni Voldemort, 'di ba? Naano siya ng ano, ng curse ng Avada Kedavra, eh. Pero may resurrection, nabuhay siya ulit, eh. 'Di ba ang namatay lang sa kanya yung kanyang ano, yung kanyang ano bang tawag dito, yung, part niya na cursed kumbaga, 'no. So, I will not bore you with the details. So, mayroong resurrection, so Christ figure din dun si Harry Potter sa kaniyang ano, sa Wizarding Universe. Another, much more para sa akin, much more nuanced and much more, um, Catholic, well, dahil Catholic din yung author, ay yung sa The Lord of the Rings, 'no. Sa The Lord of the Rings, yung pagpunta ng, um, Fellowship of the Ring, 'yan sila Frodo, sila Gimli, sila ano, 'yan yung team na 'yan, yung kanilang journey hanggang ang natira na lang ay si Frodo tsaka si Sam papunta sa Mount Mordor, sa Mount Doom para iitsa at masira na yung Ring of Power, yung ring na magbibigay sa ultimate evil na si Sauron ng kapangyarihan na buo. It was actually a journey na they are aware na it is not because we are good na automatic tayo na yung magtatagumpay sa huli. No, no, they are awfully aware that in every step of the way, something might happen na mag-jeopardize nung ano, but they still go on. Kaya sila heroic, hindi dahil sa assured na sila sa tagumpay, rather because they are still doing it against all odds because they had to. No, yun yung duty nila. And actually, even at the end, isa sa pinaka-unique na Christ figure para sa akin in all of literary, works ay si Frodo. Kasi at the end, he was consumed by the temptation of the ring. In that sense, he died. No, he died kasi he was conceived. Gusto niyang makaangkin din yung power, eh. After all this, nandun na siya sa Mount Doom, itatapon na lang niya. What saved him? What saved him was the greed of Smeagol. Ni, "My precious," 'di ba? Inagaw sa kanya 'yon tapos dahil naagaw sa kanya nahulog papunta dun sa ano, sa lava si Smeagol. Pero Smeagol is only alive because of the kindness of Frodo. Kasi before that, ang sabi ng mga kasama niya, "Patayin na natin 'yan." Kasi ano lang naman 'yan siya, kakampihan siya ng evil, ng darkness. It was because of his kindness earlier that saved him, 'no? In a way, yung Christ figure dun ay hindi isa lang, hindi lang si Frodo, hindi rin si Smeagol, of course hindi. Yung Christ figure dun is greater than just, one figure. So, yung Christ figure sa literature, what it tells us is that nasa ano natin, nasa psyche natin, bilang mga tao na we really want to have someone, 'no, to save us. But not saving us as if siya ay si Superman, 'di ba? O speaking of ano, MCU, so kabila naman, punta tayo sa ano, si Superman na parang i-aano ka lang, ihahango ka lang. No, reality. Just like Jesus on the cross, He died on the cross for us. So, in a way, Parang puwede niyong sabihin na ano 'yun, failure 'yun, eh, namatay siya, eh. But it was because of his death, no, it was because of his death kaya nagkaroon ng salvation. Of course, there is a resurrection as a confirmation of that salvation. Pero it's because of his death, of his sacrifice. Kaya nga sa misa, sa mga altar natin, ano nandun, crucifix, hindi resurrected Christ. Why? Hindi dahil gore tayo, hindi dahil sa ang gusto nating i-focus lang ay yung kamatayan niya. No, because we have to be awfully aware na yun, yung sacrifice yun, yung lahat. Yung glory, infused yun doon sa sacrifice, 'di ba? And going back sa MCU, paano nila nagapi ang kamatayan in that sense? Nagapi nila si Thanos. Because Tony Stark gave himself up, his own life, 'di ba? Naalala niyo yung ano, yung famous scene 'di ba, na yung pinipitik ni Thanos yung kanyang daliri para ulit, ma-delete ulit silang lahat. Tapos sabi ni Tony Stark, "No, ako hindi kita magagapi," pero siya kaya ka niyang igapi. Tapos hawak niya yung isang in that sense, he died for that 'no, para gapiin yung kamatayan. Going back, again, Christ figure. Ganun ang natin theology natin 'di ba? Christ died on the cross, defeating death. Death not as a biological reality because at the end of the day we still die, 'no? Kasi yun ang natin, teka, paano namatay si Kristo sa krus, eh, namamatay pa rin tayo, namatay yung yung father ko namatay, yung lola ko. So, walang kuwenta yung nangyari. The same thing puwede mong sabihin, namatay si Tony Stark para hindi matuloy yung deleting ni Thanos. Pero at the end of the day, after some years, yung mga taong yun na bumalik sa reality, mamamatay din yun sila because they are biological beings. We are biological beings, we still die. But then, Christ has defeated death because for us Christians, death is not just biological death. Death is being cut off from the source of life. So, in Christ's death on the cross, what has been defeated is that yung cutting off natin from the source of life. Because for us Christians, death, biological death, is not the end of the story. Kaya nga, Christ is the firstborn of the resurrected people. Kasi yun ang ating destiny, yung resurrection. Not just a continuation of this earthly life na, ay, babalik lang ako ulit. So, mamatay ako, pagka-resurrection ko, ay, pipili ko ulit anong susuotin ko, tapos kung anong tatrabahuhin ko. No, 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 no. It's now a, a new eon. Yun yung term sa theology. A new eon. You are still the same. The resurrected Christ is the same Christ who died on the cross, but there is something different sa kanya. Kaya nga 'pag tiningnan ninyo yung mga post-resurrection appearances, post-Paschal appearances ng resurrected Christ, hindi siya material siya, physical siya kasi nahawakan nga nila 'di ba, yung My Lord and My God nahawakan ni Thomas yun, eh. At the same time hindi rin, kasi nakakalampas siya sa mga saradong pintuan, eh. Ano siya, multo? Hindi,
Glorified body.
glorified body, yeah.
Ganda nun. Another thing to move forward. The Avengers as a reflection of the communion of saints.
Aha.
Isa-isahin natin, sige. And somehow medyo traditional, So, 'di ba yung traditional hierarchy, 'di ba? So, you have your patriarchs, Nick Fury, and I'm saying this, hindi ko sila sina-sanctify, no, o kina-canonize, no, pero if you look at their roles, no, yung roles nila sa formation nung nitong cinematic universe, no, to the point na yun nga papunta dun sa endgame, no. So you have the patriarchs, 'di ba? You have Fury, si well, supposedly si Captain Marvel nandun pero 'di ba iba yung kwento naman. Pero you also have, anong figure ni Captain America? Sundalo siya, 'no? Sundalo siya, and yung mind niya sundalo, from time to time nagbabangga sila ni Tony Stark, eh. Kasi nga rigid siya, eh. Pero that kind of rigidity and yung pagiging morally upright 'no, it teaches us a lesson also na minsan, oo, kapag mali tayo 'no, pero it doesn't mean kasi ang tendency natin ngayon for fear 'no and for the sake na i-please yung society, ayaw nating mali tayo, kailangan lagi tayo nasa tama. Hindi, kay ano, kay meron sila dun significant na ano, scene para hindi rin kayo ma-spoil sa mga hindi pa nanonood. Meron dong decisive moment na nag-prevail yung decision ni Cap 'no, ni Captain America. Pero eventually it cost them a lot. So, it's another lesson too na saints are humans, 'di ba? And, they can make mistakes. Pero yung ganong klase ng pagiging ano, upright 'no, and pagtindig sa sariling paniniwala. So, you have a soldier, then you have si Stark, 'di ba? Who constantly contemplates 'no, who really wishes to pierce through 'no, reality, pierce through truth, yung explore. 'Di ba ano, sa ano sa kuha natin, ano yun, doctors 'di ba, yung mga nagko-contemplate ng truth, doctors of the church. Eh, you have women, and women have been placed in a very high position. That's the church, 'di ba, yung community of saints. Sino pa, si Ant-Man, 'di ba walang maliit o malaki, walang insignificant sa kanila. Kanya-kanya sila, may role sila, no? You have the King of Wakanda, si Black Panther, si Thor, na Nordic god, si pamuhan dun. Yung mga lay people, yung mga walang powers pero they are equally, significant, si Black Widow tsaka si Hawkeye. That's how we have seen, that's the church, eh. That's also a reflection of the church na we can't all be bishops, we can't all be priests, we can't all be 'di ba, to keep the church and to make the church holy, what it needs is Christ. But at the same time, we all do our part. Kung ano yung mga specific nating trabaho, we just do it in the best way that we can. Doing our ordinary work, sabi nga ni Saint John Bosco, doing our ordinary work extraordinarily well. Yeah, 'di ba ang ganda lang nung ano ko dun. And yung last ko na reflection ay yung all of this, well, to be bold and frankly speaking, all of these arts, literature, and even mga katang-isip are only made possible because there is Christianity. Without Christianity, hindi 'to mapi-pierce ng secular world, and that's also my thing here. Secularism may really, uh, took hold so much sa society, pero hindi niya ma-deny yung mga enduring values ng Christianity which keeps the world going and which keeps us all sane and which keeps global order. Selflessness, common good, equality, human rights, dignity of women, dignity of work, value and sanctity of human life. Kasi nga 'di ba si Tony ayaw niya being an intellectual, gano'n naman yung intellectual. Tignan mo yung mga Jesuita, yung mga Jesuita, tignan mo yung marami sa simbahan na mga intellectuals. Wala na silang paki sa ano, sa mga mahihirap kasi they even kill popular piety kasi bakit? Hindi kasi ano yan, eh, that's a very primitive attitude. Dapat alam natin ng sine-celebrate natin, dapat dapat rational ang ating liturgy kasi yung mga punas-punas mali yan or hindi yan mali pero hindi yan ideal. Dapat we worship in spirit and truth, yung mga gano'n, 'di ba? That's Tony Saga, sabi niya nung sa Endgame na, "I cannot risk 'no, may anak na ako, may ano na ako, eh. I cannot risk being a hero again kasi okey na ako." Eh, sabi nila Cap, nila Bruce Banner, paano yung mga inisnat na, eh, may mga pamilya din naman sila before. May gano'n tayong tendency kasi yung mga intellectuals gano'n sila, eh, they saw it all and iba yung pragmatism natin, 'di ba? Ito yung mga values na yun, eh, na akala natin they're shrouded in goodness kasi nga 'di ba isipin mo na ang sarili mo, this time self-love era ka na. Ito mga ano yan, mga ano yan, patikim ng sekularismo 'no na, ah, once you do the opposite, you will be criticized for being too Christian or too Catholic in your expression of the faith 'no, parang sa liturgical music 'di ba? Hindi ano tayo bukas-bukas palad tayo kunwari pero kapag nag-Gregorian chant ka masamang tao ka na kasi naggi-Gregorian chant ba't ka
Ano nang
nagla-Latin. Eh, yun nga
nangyayari
yung
bakit Latin na naman?
oo, yun nga yung primary requirement, optional lang yung mga pop pop songs na nagpapanggap na liturgical songs 'di ba? Hindi kasi dapat ano, maintindihan
Sabi
ng
kasi
mga
ng tito kong Vincentian.
Ito yung mga ano, yung aking the same time lament. And again, we go back to the simplicity at the same time, what makes the Avengers strong, hindi siya teamwork lang per se. Teamwork dahil they are na part of a team and may singular vision sila in mind, hindi. Nag-aaway-away nga sila kasi may kanya-kanya silang perception kung ano ang tama at mali and that's basically the communion of saints, the communion of the church 'no, na walang may monopolyo ng tama at mali, walang may monopolyo ng holiness, walang may monopolyo ng good attitude 'no. Pero they were able to work in harmony kasi they know each other and they choose each other. So gano'n tayo sa simbahan, 'di ba? Yung naalala niyo yung ating latest episode 'di ba, what makes a Catholic, part of it is understanding of what we are, what we believe in, saan tayo galing, and to constantly choose it over our ego, over our selfish ways or interests. And that's very ano, that's very telling of our society. So, all of these were only made possible because there is God, and ultimately, these wonderful pieces of work were only made possible because there is a Christian tenet 'no, na pinag-aangklahan niya. Kasi nga kung hindi Kristiyano yung Europe o yung West, ang hirap mag-ano, ang hirap magkaroon ng gano'ng para sa'kin 'no, parang ang hirap magkaroon ng gano'ng ka-comprehensive na pre-apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic na literature. Kasi wala kang sige pagpalagay natin, sige gamitin niyo yung Norse mythology, kaya lang naman siya na ano dahil nag-preach si Boniface, 'di ba? Siya nag-debunk. Kaya nga sabi nga nila, they always accuse, so just to close my ano, they always tend to accuse 'no, the Christianity always copies from the pagan daw, 'di ba? Just like Christmas and everything. Pero here's a very popular pagan practice, converting to Christianity. Sinasabi nila kasi 'di ba, hindi kinuha yan sa pagans origin. Yun nga yung pinaka-popular na pagan activity back then, to be converted sa Christianity. So, if the world has become pagan again, chances are very much likely it will return to Christianity. Some civilizations, some societies, sabi nga ng isang I believe it's a Polish president. The President of Poland, di ko alam kung incumbent 'no. Some civilizations are meant to be Christians, otherwise they will collapse. So, same like the Philippines or the West, 'di ba? Ayun, yun yung aking ano diyan, closing point ko diyan, thoughts. Ewan ko kung it makes sense pero yan ang so far yan ang aking, MCU Infinity Saga journey and, looking forward ako dun sa ano, sa multiverse saga, eh.
In a way ano rin pala 'no, ngayon listening to you pre, na-realize ko rin, hindi lang MCU, there's then movies sa popular culture. Although they are decidedly not Christian, decidedly, secular 'no, let us say. Pero tama si Tom Holland, hindi si Spider-Man, si Tom Holland na historian. Ang sabi niya sa libro niyang Dominion, na simula nung dumating ang Christianity binago nito ang mundo. Binago niya ang, how the world, treats people, how the world values things, yung mga values ng mundo 'no. Kasi before Christianity, for example, life is valuable if you are, well, if you are a Roman citizen sa Roman Empire. Otherwise, not really. Kapagka slave ka 'no. It was because of Christianity kaya nagkaroon ng value yung life. as a human being created in the image and likeness of God. The fact that you can marry someone you love is i actually ano rin yun, in a way, because of Christianity. Why? Because before that, marriage is not a union, no, between two people and God. Rather, it is a contract between two families, no? So, ano yun, kumbaga merchandise in a sense, no? That's very cool, but that is the truth in in that case. And even here, we have literary works, pop culture, like the MCU, no, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the other such movies, no, na they are not Christian in any sense, no? They are not explicitly Christian, but you can see yung implicit na influence ng Christianity sa kanila. We have seen yung Christ figure and everything. But what I can see more clearly dito sa MCU, napaka pro-life niya. Why? Because 'pag tinanggal mo yung Christianity sa equation pre, kalimutan natin, sabihin natin hindi nag-exist si Kristo, hindi walang Christianity nangyari. Hindi puwedeng maging gano'n ang kuwento ng MCU. Kasi kung logic lang, kung maging intellectual lang tayo, tama si Thanos. May global warming and in that sense, dun sa kalagayan nila that is universal warming in a sense. Dahil sa overpopulation, ang dami masyadong nilalang, ang dami masyadong tao. Nung 70s, 80s, 'di ba, yan ang binebenta sa atin. Tandaan ko mga bata tayo, yan pa rin ang binebenta sa atin sa schools, eh, na ang problema raw na malaki na kinakaharap ng mundo, overpopulation. So, kailangan niyong i-solve. Kailangan mo ng contraception, ng abortion, 'no, para ma-solve yung overpopulation. Now, ngayon 2026, western countries especially, 'di na pa natin ramdam sa Pilipinas, pero western countries baliktad yung kanilang sina-suffer. Ang sina-suffer nila wala na, hindi na sila nagkakaanak, tumatanda na. Hindi lang Japan ang tumatanda na population, even China the biggest country in the world, tumatanda population nila. Lahat ng western population, tumatanda population nila. So, ang tendency, economic collapse 'yun. Kasi sabay-sabay magtatandaan lahat, wala nang magtatrabaho. Tapos lahat ng pera ng estado mapupunta saan? Sa social service, 'di ba, sa social security, pension. Pero para ma-sustain mo yung pension, supposedly dapat may nagtatrabaho. So, baliktad na. In a way, 'yun yung nakikita ko sa MCU. Na it's very pro-life. Bakit mo ipaglalaban yung mga nawala? Dahil lang kaibigan mo sila? Eh, yung iba naman hindi mo naman kilala, eh, 'di ba? Kung
Tsaka
mag-aano ka lang,
equal yun,
logical ka lang,
equal yun, mabuti at masamang tao yun.
oo, equal 'yun pre. Ito, gawin natin Pilipino. Paano kung yung 50% nung mga na-snap ni Thanos ay mga drug addicts at mga drug pusher? Eh, di sasabihin mo, tama lang siya, 'di ba? Mawala na sila, at least wala ng salot sa lipunan. 'No, tapos collateral damage lang yung mga namatay na na mga estudyante na pinatay ng pulis ay napatay ni Thanos, na snap, 'di ba? You see that? Pero dahil pro-life ka, no, everyone, na mabuti man yang tao, masama man yang tao, they deserve life. Not because they are good people, but because even in their evilness, they are still created in the image and likeness of God. And only God can take away that life. Only God can dictate the end. So, in a way, just to sum it up, siguro, realization ko rin, si Thanos in this sense, kasi di ba banggit natin kanina, natalo nila sa Thanos, the death. Pero meron pa ring death na darating. Thanos is artificial death. Death imposed to us through what? Good things. Good intentions para mawala ng global warming. para magkaroon ng security sa mundo, 'no? Global warming ay kasi naalala ko napag-usapan natin kanina yung sa ano, Kingsman, 'di ba? Yung first ano, yung first movie ng Kingsman. Yun yung idea nung ano dun, ni Samuel Jackson dun, patayin natin yung ano, tira lang tayo ng mga elites. Kasi kaya may global warming, yan yung lagnat ng mundo, kailangan mamatay yung mga tao. So ganun din, minsan ganun tayo mag-isip, okey lang mamatay ang mga yan kasi mga drug addict lang yung mga yan, 'di ba? Hindi naman sila mga tao, mga animal naman yung mga yan, 'di ba? Pero if you are really team Avengers in that sense, no, kailangan nilang mabuhay. Kailangan nilang ano, they are still ano, may dignity pa rin sila as human being. Ewan, yan lang rants ano, dala ng gutom yung mga yan. I think itong episode natin ang pinaka-philosophical so far. Hindi ko alam kung nandito pa, may nakikinig pa dito. More or less baka tayo lang dalawa 'pag pinakinggan natin 'to ulit. Kasi
O
puro
pinaka-sekular
lang 'to
'no?
ano, walang logic 'tong pinag-uusapan natin.
Yes, and kung nandito pa rin kayo at na-enjoy niyo 'to, tell us kung ano pa yung gusto naman ninyong susunod naming pag-usapan. Dahil obviously, hindi sa Endgame magtatapos kasi merong Avengers Doomsday sa December 2026, roughly 11 months from now. Well, ting in closing, if we can only just listen sa lahat ng mga nangyayari sa atin, we can go deeper. It tells us a lot about ourselves, our society that we live in nowadays, the quality ng human values na meron pa tayo, at kung ano yung future. And very telling indicators ito sa kung ano ang puwede natin or ano ang vocation natin, ano ang purpose natin sa mundo. Na tayo ba ay magiging image ng makabagong understanding ng power? Tayo ba ay magiging more honest na contemplators ng truth? Tayo ba ay magiging agents of life? 'Di ba? Itong mga bagay na 'to, siguro hindi fully alam ng mga bumubuo, gumagawa ng mga palabas o ng mga libro. Pero itong mga 'to, signs of the times, at the same time, tayo ay ini-invite na mas maging reflective. Not in a way na parang kami kasi pangbaliw na usapan 'tong ginagawa namin, eh. Pinapalaki namin yung mga bagay na simple lang, eh, 'di ba? Parang malay mo nga naman nagkataong Thanos lang yung pangalan nung ano. Pero ito nga, we can only go deeper sa mas maging intentional yung ating relationships, yung ating trabaho, yung mga ginagawa natin in quote unquote "making the world a better place." Kasi in that way, we are heroes of our own accord. Kasi may gano'ng ano, may gano'ng need ang mundo. Need ng mundo ang heroes. Unlike sa Philippines kasi dahil heroes kailangan muna mamatay bago ka maging hero, yun ang Philippine perspective, eh. And then you are igo-glorify kasi ng ibang bayan ka. Pero the world needs heroes kasi the world needs witnesses to the truth of life, of honesty, goodness, of love. No amount of social media sugarcoating can 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 really make somebody a hero. It's actually usually in the hiddenness, 'no, in the consistency ng daily work, 'no, yung hardships. Yun, sa tingin ko yun ang message din sa akin. Ako ay maging ano, hahanap ako ng costume na pang-matabang tao, yun. Fat man, ako si Fat Man. Ikaw nun, anong mga ano mo diyan? Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Well, I think katulad ng ginawa natin ngayon, ano, napakaganda na exercise ng film reading, especially film reading through Catholic lens. Hindi lang MCU, sabi ko nga sa inyo, it's not Christian, wala namang ano diyan. Baka hindi rin sila aware ng mga Christian parallelism. Baka inimbento lang namin ni Russell. Pero the fact that we have seen this, it means that permeates permeates, hindi permits, no, permeates our ano, vision of the world, 'no. So, it's a good ano, it's a good exercise, 'no. Next time you go manood ka ng sine ng isang series, basa ng isang libro, try to read it through ano, Catholic lens, Christian lens, 'no. Try to film reading or book reading, book reading through ano, through Catholic lens. Anyways, yun lang muna and magkita-kita tayo ulit next week, na next week ay yung ating magiging last, I think, na episode ng season 3 dahil February, we will be starting our 4th season. 4 na taon na tayo, 'no? So, maraming salamat sa
Yes.
pagsama. Comments kayo diyan sa Spotify, sa Facebook, sa Instagram, sa Threads, 'no? You know, our socials kung sa YouTube din, kung sa YouTube kayo nanonood, 'no? Kung di niyo pa alam na may YouTube kami, puntahan niyo yung YouTube namin, 'di ba? May mga shorts diyan. Minsan naglalagay kami ng mga outtakes diyan, yung mga kinat namin na contents. Ayan, alam niyo na gagawin ninyo. Share niyo 'to, i-rate niyo kami. Maraming salamat sa pagsama, 'no? So, anyways, tell us sinong favorite ninyong ano, MCU character, 'no? So, 'yun. See you next episode. Ito po muli si Lennon
At ako si Russell,
at ito ang Tamang Usapan.
usapang may tapang.
Bye-bye.